Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's product launch webinar. The topic that we will be covering is planning and forecasting. This is the newest module that we have added to Katana, and we are very excited to be launching it and telling you all about what we have been working on. So while we wait for more participants to join, if you would please check the polls section and identify your role in the company so that we can tailor the demo to our specific audience as well as we can. Okay, thank you, everybody. So let's get started. I will let Taago introduce himself first.
Yes, hello. I am Taago and I will be doing a demo to you today about planning and forecasting. And I am a senior product manager in Katana with a few decades of experience in manufacturing, inventory management, and now slowly but steadily getting my grasp on the manufacturing and inventory management systems as well. And happy to introduce to you today the planning and forecasting toolset we just launched.
Yeah, thank you. And I am Krista Peck. I am one of the product marketing managers with Katana and have been working to get the planning and forecasting module launched. And I am really excited to be here. So moving forward, what we are here for today. The first is a little bit about what we have heard from our customers, what created the need for the planning and forecasting app. We will go through a product demo to show you what is possible to do in that app. We will talk about the roadmap and pricing for it, and then finish up with a Q&A. So first up, what we have heard from our customers. We want to talk about our approach with forecasting. So during the product development, we have been actively talking with our customers to learn what are the businesses and the pain points so that we are developing a product that will meet those needs and develop features and workflows that you are actually looking for to help support your businesses. There are 5 key aspects that we have had pointed out from our customers, and all of them are on this slide for you right now. The first is updating inventory across all of the selling channels to make sure that there is consistency and accuracy. Then looking for accuracy and visibility of costing, profitability, overall health of the business. From the manufacturing side, there is a lack of real-time cost of materials that you are experiencing. And there is also a lack of end-to-end reporting for decision-making. And then all of this kind of rolls up to the forecasting demand. How do you know what to stock, how much, and when? So Katana already covers the first 4 points, and demand forecasting and planning was the final missing piece. So answering the question of what products to stock, how much, and when is essential for businesses that are dealing with physical products. And we have also found that the lack of transparency disrupts businesses' growth management, order fulfillment, and can lead to lost revenue and dissatisfied customers. This is why we decided to set out and build a set of features that will allow you to plan and forecast your demand with the right and accurate data. We have built the planning and forecasting to incorporate sales order data, current inventory levels, and purchasing, enabling forecasting based on real-time sales data forecasted demand, and other inventory control parameters like lead times and MOQs. With all of our research and conversations with customers, we have learned that focusing on optimizing the planning and purchasing during recession can give our customers an edge in terms of optimizing their resources and operations. And at this point, I would like to remind you that you can ask questions in the chat during the demo, and we will respond after the demo. So let's look at a quick check for the poll. Who do we have here with us today? And I actually don't know if I can see that answer. Taago, do you have this? I'm so sorry, everyone, but a quick pause as I learn how to do this for the first time. How do I see poll results?
No, I don't see that.
All
I
right.
will. I'm
Yes,
the
thank you.
fairy behind it, the host. Hi, everyone. And I see that the vast majority that we have here are inventory managers, 42%. And we have quite a few of general managers and procurement managers. So let's see, Taago. Now you know who is your audience, and we can head into the demo.
Blessings. That just saves the day. Thank you. What a wonderful webinar, Fairy.
That's awesome.
Yes. Have I moved too far, Taago? I will let you now take over.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will pause the screen share and let you take it.
Yes. And I am quickly move to my screen share as well. This is supposed to that. And let's see, where do I have my Katana account, which with the demo effect has been locked me out. Okay, we are back in. And just jumping right into the inventory manager and I would say also a general manager view of planning and forecasting is the main plan view that you can see in front of us at the moment. And why we have built it this way is that if you would know everything in a timely manner that is running out of your stock in coming weeks, then you would be easily able to grasp the information that you need in order to make decisions whether you need to restock something, whether you have problems upcoming, and it is actually quite a good way to make sure that your customers are also satisfied, because if they face stockouts, they will just turn to competitors who have items in stock, and let's make sure that it is you. And as I mentioned, in the planning and forecasting, the planning view is by our definition meant mostly for the inventory manager, general manager, who wants to get the overview of things and when they have problems. Then we have also the replenishment, which is meant for more for the procurement manager and purchasing people. Unfortunately, I don't have any rows here, but we will have a rows here soon. And here it is actually the actionable place to create your orders when you are going out of stock with something, and it will tell you exactly what you need to order and when you need to order it. Or if you are manufacturing something, then when you need to manufacture something. But let's jump back into the planning first. And I will briefly walk you through what you can see here. As you can see, I have prepared a little data set here where you have all your items, either they are products or materials, if you're a manufacturer or a reseller, then you can see everything here with the existing stock that you have in hand at the moment, nicely, comfortably the first column. Then you also can see the present week and all the upcoming weeks and the predicted stock levels based on your manufacturing order, consumption, your purchase order deliveries, your sales order consumption. We will calculate that information here for you. And you can also see the details of the items. So, for example, this exciting lotion here, you can see that we expect 15 pieces of it in next week. And there are no commitments because, sorry, there is actually one commitment for this because we have a sales order in week 13 for it. And you can see the stock level actually decreases based on that information here. And what you can also do here is you can breeze through your weeks. For example, if you want to go to the week 22, you can click just on the week 22 and see what is going on here. And as my account is actually working this way currently, that I don't have sales orders long ahead. If you do, then they would be nicely covered here and showing your stock levels decreasing throughout that time. But I am relying on my forecast because in the history, there has been sales for me that consumed some inventory. And for that, if you have been using Katana for a while, you can activate the forecast demand and the picture changes for you because now all the stock levels here are adjusted to the forecast. And even if you don't have sales orders, you still can see that, hey, I'm going into minus at some point of time in the future. And now when I open the details of the same item, you can see why the big reds are coming up here because my average consumption for this product is 11.3 pieces a week. And based on that base, I'm actually going to run out of stock in week 14. So in the end of March, I should have items available. And how you get there to have these items available is with the replenishment. So now here is where your procurement comes in. And they can nicely see that, hey, in order to fulfill all the needs, I would actually need to purchase these items, and two of the items I need to purchase as soon as possible. And why is that? It is because my expected stock out is in 17th of March, but I am currently using the default lead time of my account, which is 14 days for purchased items. And that means that I'm actually already late. But now, when I'm not going to create these purchase orders yet, but I'm going to show you what is happening when you realize that you don't actually have the 14 days lead time for this item because you can get this item within only 3 days. So if I open up this item card here, then we have the supply details for that item. And in the supply details, we have the item level or SKU level default lead time. So let's say in this case, I have the 3 days lead time here. And now when I go back to the plan or replenishment, sorry, then I can see that actually I am not in ASAP anymore because considering the lead time, I can order it day after tomorrow. So I'm actually good. But of course, you can set the lead time longer as well. That means that the suggested order by date will consider that and you will fall into the ASAP territory when you have not created this order. But now let's assume that this liquid supplier, the goodness supplier you have, they don't sell you anything less than 50 pieces at a time. And that means that they have, you only need 25.8 pieces for that week or for that 17th of March, but they don't sell you less than 50. And let's see how we can mitigate that. We will go once again to the item card. And for that specific purpose, we have the minimum order quantity here. The minimum order quantity is useful for two purposes. One purpose here is exactly what I explained to you. Your supplier won't sell you less than 50 pieces at a time for the both. But another use case may be that you have average consumption in your forecast, or you know your historical average, and you want to replenish, for example, for a month. And if you consume 10 pieces a week, 10 times 4 is 40 pieces, you can set your minimum order quantity to 50 pieces, or 40 pieces, sorry. But in this case, as you can see, my forecasted stock level is still minus 25.8 pieces, but my suggested order quantity is 50 pieces. And now let's go ahead and replenish our stock. And I'm doing it for both of the items because I can do it 2 days early as well. I could select the buy from here, but I can do it in bulk as well, so that a single purchase order is created for me. And once I create the purchase order, you can see the expected arrival date here is actually 15th of March, which is 3 days from now. I can change that as well, because I would like to get it on 17th, which is Sunday, of course. And now when I create and open the order, then you can see that the 50 pieces are created for me as a purchase order. And the other item I also created purchase order for is 51.5 pieces, because the minimum order quantity is less than the actual demand. Let me go ahead and delete that purchase order for now. And going back to the planning and replenishment, I wanted to show you also what is happening when I switch off the forecast. Then I don't have any rows for me to show here anymore, because I don't have any sales orders that would consume out my stock. And I don't have to worry about them at the moment. However, once I create a sales order, I will immediately get additional demand here. And you can also, if you are manufacturing something, then there is an easy way to switch between products and materials, so that you can be always on top of your products and materials. And this is about it, the way the planning and forecasting tool work in Katana at this moment. But of course, we will show you later on the roadmap as well and have the Q&A. Then we can discuss it further, what is coming up. I would give the screen share back to Krista now.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Then the next thing that I would like to talk about is the what comes next. And as soon as I find my mouse, I will share my screen with you and we can talk about that. So, Taago, if you would be willing to continue talking a little bit though, tell us about what is coming next with planning and forecasting.
Of course. What is coming next? First, in the plan view I just showcased you, you may have noticed that I had only few rows, but imagine that you have hundreds of them, and somewhere there is a stockout hiding. Then very, very soon we will introduce a stockout filter on the plan and replenishment views for you, so that you can easily find out in a specific week where the stockout is hiding, so you can action upon it. Another thing is, imagine that you have seasonal goods, or you know that there will be a peak some point in the future coming up that you need to make sure that you have your stock ready for. And for that purpose, we are enabling you to add and edit the demand forecast. And it also means that this is only the editing part, but adding part is when you have a new account in Katana, because unfortunately, not all are long-time Katana users, which I hope you would be. But if you are new to Katana, then in the future, you can easily add your own average consumption to each SKU, and we start to calculate the average forecast for you from there. And then later on, you can edit it week by week and manage your seasonality this way. We are also going to bring safety stock on SKUs, so that whatever we calculate for you, there would be always some small, or whichever way you want to define it, a safety level, so that even if you have some unexpected circumstances, you still have stock to cover. And also, we are going to automate the reorder point calculation for SKUs in planning and forecasting, so that you wouldn't have to manually adjust your reorder point, but we would calculate it for you and base our order suggestions on that. And also, as you may have noticed, then the demand was always calculated on weeks in the planning and forecasting. And we have the flexible order cycle in plans to mitigate that you don't have to follow the weekly pattern, but you can, for example, create an orders for your lead time period, or a month ahead, or a few months ahead, so that the quantity there would be sufficient to not only fulfill a week, but for a longer period of time. These are our next step plan.
Lovely. Thank you so much. So moving on, the big question, let's talk about pricing. So the planning and forecasting is an add-on for Katana. So it depends on the subscription that you have. It is included in the cost of the Professional and Professional Plus subscriptions. So if you are on the standard plan, then it will be $199 per month as an add-on. And good to know that for all of those standard plan users, this is also available with a free 14-day trial, so that you are able to test it out, see how you can make it work for your business, confirm that it does add value for you before committing to that plan price. And as we are still developing a few of these key features, like Taago just talked about, then we are going to offer a special price. So for the next few months, you will be able to get the add-on for $99 a month, again, for the standard, because for Professional and Professional Plus, it will be included. And that introductory price will be available until the 1st of May this coming year. So before we head into questions, I want to let you know that we have a Slack community, and we will give the information about the community tomorrow in a follow-up email with a video recording of the webinar, as well as how to join that Slack community if you would like to. The benefits to you about joining the Slack is that it will give you access to those Katana features and workflows before we have released them to the public, and then gives you the opportunity to participate in feedback calls. Also, unofficially, it obviously will give you a direct line to the people developing the product. So from our benefit, we love having the customers like you in the Slack group because it helps us to know how to develop the product in the right direction in ways that align with all of your needs. So I hope that you will all join that. We have found it valuable and we get positive feedback from customers as well. So I hope that they are also enjoying what they're able to get with it. And moving on to the Q&A. I have the list here. Some of them I know Taago has covered during the course of it, but just to make sure that we get all of your questions answered, we will go through them. So the first, Bart asked if we can get a recording link, and yes, we will send that out to you. Yes, we will send that out to you. And Eric Potter wonders, is there a minimum number of sales orders needed to accurately forecast? Taago, if I could have you take off mute and give us that answer.
Yes, of course, I will. I will give you that answer. Currently, it actually requires only a couple of sales orders to be delivered in order to start calculating it. But we will learn as we go what would be the sufficient amount of sales orders to be delivered in order to start calculating the meaningful forecast. So there you can actually contribute to our development as well, and we can discuss about what would be the best statistics there.
Thank you. Moving on to Stacy Barnhart asks, does this feature pull from our current inventory in Katana, or do we need to upload spreadsheets to get accurate numbers?
It now depends on whether there is any order history in Katana. So if there is order history, sales orders, manufacturing orders, purchase orders in Katana, then you don't need to do anything extra. It will start calculating based on these orders that were going out and coming in your forecast. But if you don't have any history in Katana, then of course you need to upload your inventory levels to Katana. And as I mentioned in the roadmap section, then we are also going to enable entering the first average consumption that we are going to calculate afterwards based on your actual transactions.
Perfect. From Mountain Madness Soap Company, how is forecasting calculated? Average over what time period? And can it consider seasonal variations?
Very good question. The forecast is calculated over past 6 month time at this moment. And it currently cannot consider seasonal variations. But for that seasonality purpose, we are going to enable at first the manual editing of certain weeks, so that these are the weeks that we are not going to overwrite with our own data, so that you can make sure that, for example, summer weeks you can cover for higher stock levels. But of course, we don't stop there. We will continue automate that flow as well.
Thank you. Kim would like to know, how does it calculate the average consumption per week?
Very good question as well. We are calculating the average consumption per week in a way of all sales orders going out in that week, or all manufacturing orders consuming some materials during a week. And we will calculate it over a period of time and then divide the sum to get the average per week.
Perfect. I've scrolled ahead. You've all asked really good questions. Thank you so much. Kim has also asked, is there a way to batch upload sales orders into the system from our sales platform? And then there's another part to it I'll ask after. Batch uploading sales orders from their sales platform.
We should have different integration tools for that, but I can come back to that question, because I cannot answer it by heart at the moment. What would be the best way of uploading the sales orders? because native integrations we have only with WooCommerce and Shopify and BigCommerce at the moment. But if you have a different sales platform, then we do have third-party solutions to integrate as well.
Very good. And then the rest of Kim's question is related to this. And Kim, please comment if this is not going to work for you, but it sounds like you have a very specific problem that you're trying to work through right now. So what I'm going to suggest is we will reach out to you within the next day to answer the question and put you in touch with somebody who can work through that process. So if this does work, feel free to stay silent. If it doesn't work, just add in a new question at the bottom and we will grab it at the end. So I will move on to Max, who asks, is it also possible to view the stock level forecasting by day instead of by week?
Currently, no. But that's a very good and intriguing question. And I would actually like to talk to Max about this, what is behind that question. So that would be actually really good to reach out and discuss it further, if it's okay with you.
Yeah, Max, same thing to you. If you are okay with it, we will reach out to you within the next day. If you are not, please let me know, and we will respect your privacy on that. But it's a good question. Coco from Bundle Data would like to know, is there a way to add a column for category or SKU?
Of course, there is a way, but this is unfortunately something that user cannot do themselves. But I am noting down that as a request, as this has been on the table of a discussion, that what information should we add there. So that's a really good suggestion, actually.
And Carly would like to know, is there a plan to add an option to download the forecasts into a spreadsheet format so that they can plan with their team?
Mm-hmm. The downloading option probably won't be something that is available in next quarter. But we have had that as a discussion as well, and we are collecting different use cases for that specific option, as it has not been our priority number one at the moment. So once again, would like to know more about that.
All right. Same thing to you. If you're okay, we will follow up with you. Oh, you guys are so wonderful. Caitlin Lopez wants to know, is the forecasting only at an item level, or can it be for assemblies / final parts that will drive each part?
Very good one. I actually should have probably demoed you in a better way how it works in manufactured products as well. But if you have a sales order that is coming in, and this product you actually manufacture and it has bill of materials, then it will automatically calculate the demand for the materials as well. And same goes for the forecast. Whenever you use something inside the product, then we will calculate the forecast for each and every material that you are using in your production. But for the actual sales order demand, we need to be mindful that it only works for the first level of bill of materials. If you, for example, have multiple levels of bill of materials, then we don't calculate the deeper nested sub-assemblies demand anymore. But if you create the manufacturing order, then of course you will get the forecast demand for that as well.
Excellent. Bart would like to know if somebody can help the forecast by loading in quotes that the statistical model could incorporate into its forecast. So I think what I'm hearing, wait, are you ready to answer that one?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. I believe what Bart is asking, and again, Bart, please correct me if this is not right, but I think he's asking if he can kind of manually override with additional like seasonality curves or with a campaign that's coming up. So if he knows more than The system does. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Bart. He says, such as a seasonal sale coming up in X months.
Okay, yeah, that makes total sense. And as I mentioned in the previously as well, then in the roadmap section actually, then at first we will introduce the way to create that first exact forecast or the exact average that we start to calculate based on, but we will also introduce the way to manipulate certain weeks. So at first you cannot go and say that for X month it will be something like 5% or 10% increase, but you can go week by week and say that in this week I would actually sell tenfold based on or compared to my previous week because this is really active week. And you can do it for several weeks ahead, and we won't override this information with our calculation anymore. And whatever you will input there will stay, and we will calculate your replenishment suggestions based on that information that you have entered there. And this is something that we are planning to work in coming quarter.
Awesome. Oh, you guys are asking really specific questions, and I'm so happy. Here we go. Eric wants to know if you do a stock take or a stock adjustment for like during an inventory count, and the numbers are pretty different. How does that affect the forecasting? Does it reduce the accuracy or is it compensated somehow?
When you do a stock adjustment or a stock transfer, then these things we don't currently calculate into forecasting at all. We are calculating only the manufacturing orders consuming materials and the sales orders consuming the finished products and the turnaround time of these specific orders.
Perfect.
So you can easily do your stock adjustments.
Okay, love it. Coco asks, I would really like to see multiple locations in one screen. Is that possible?
Unfortunately, that is not possible at this point, but that's a really good question. And fortunately, it's not the first time I hear that question. And I hope we will find a way to mitigate that soon enough, but it is not in our short-term roadmap at this point.
Okay. Jay Zaragoza asks, we have materials that are sourced. Oh man. Okay, here we go. We have materials that are sourced from multiple suppliers with different MOQs, costs, lead times. I raised this concern during our consultation. Will a feature on recommending preferred supplier in terms of order fulfillment be added to the planning and forecasting module?
I can give you a little hint about multiple suppliers and different ways of handling the different suppliers. The hint is that our current plan is to work with purchasing and supplier side in the quarter three this year. So starting from July to end of September, somewhere there, we will definitely mitigate some of the questions you have raised. But that is the timeline that I can currently reveal to you, not being more specific with that. But that is a really good use case you have here.
It is, and I'm smiling because that exact use case came up this afternoon in a meeting.
Yes.
So thank you for proving that this is something that people would like. And moving on to Deborah. If I have two inventory locations for an item, one I am short on inventory, one I am overstocked, does the buy suggestion take into consideration the different stock levels at different locations?
A good one again. Short answer is no. At the moment, it doesn't. But that have been on the discussion table as well, that how we should treat stock transfer between different locations and how you would actually know that, hey, you have that item available somewhere, but it doesn't show it in that specific location. And not in very short time, but we will probably introduce the planning of stock transfers as well as a part of replenishment, so that you would have not only option to buy something, but to transfer something from another location as well.
Perfect. That is the end of our question list. And I have scrolled up, and Carly, I see your follow-up, so thank you. I will be sure that we talk with Arthur before we circle back so that we get all of the context and you don't have to tell the story twice.
I think actually Brian
We just
Bailey has
got a new one. Oh, sorry. What? Yes, we just got a new one from, oh, you guys are still going. Love it. Brian Bailey. Here we go. Is it possible in the forecasting to account for a supplier's seasonal shutdowns so that your lead time can change when the supplier is shut down for a period of time? For example, ordering raw materials that are part of a BOM from China, and China shut down for an extended period during Chinese New Year. So in this instance, it temporarily changes your lead time drastically.
You got me with that one, Brian. No.
Do you want me to ask again?
No, I understood the question, and
Okay.
and I can also relate to that question. As I've been working with China as well, but probably we don't have any short-term plans to mitigate that lead time changing question. But that is a very good use case. So I'm sorry I don't answer directly to your question in any thorough means, but once again, I would like to talk to you.
And Carly also deals with this. And in my former life at Amazon, this was also a never-ending source of excitement with the shutdowns. Oh, Eric, we feel your pain. And Mountain Madness Soap comes back with a new question. I just want to mention that location granularity as well as aggregate forecasting is important to us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes sense. And aggregate forecasting will probably come quite soon.
Oh no, I think these seasonal shutdowns might be everybody's source of pain today. Goodness. Well, I hope that they come back online soon for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Dig into this.
Yes, we will. Bart, we see your answer as well. Thank you. Okay, I think that we are out of questions. I will give it another second to see if anybody wants to ask some final answers. But thank you so much for joining. You asked fantastic questions. I hope that you were able to get a good overview of what this module is going to be and how it can help support your business. And we will follow up as promised with the information probably tomorrow. And it will have a link to this recording. It will have the Slack access, as well as ways to get in touch with us when you have more questions. So I am not seeing any new questions come through. So, oh, darn. Eric Potter would like to know, how many tabs does Taago have open?
Gazillion.
That's also a question I asked him today. So thank you.
And you should see the groups as well. There are several in them.
Oh, you're getting the other product manager answering as well. Oh, we're going to learn some things about you today.
Okay, what did Rainer say?
Still typing, but Carly asks, that's not normal. Well played, Reinar. He answers more than you can plan for or forecast. Well done. Well done. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for your time. It was lovely to chat with you, and we will be in touch soon. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.